detail about what I was just saying, go back to that last live, because as I said before, in the first live, this is going to be kind of a regular video. I'm going to treat it like a regular video more than a live because I have no storage space on my phone, so this one's going to act as the storage space, or a regular video. So, anyways, Sunny update. I'll quickly run through what I just went through. Vet said that she doesn't really look like she's doing better. Off the pill, she wasn't moving right yet. So okay, hold on. So let's rewind. This happened 4 weeks ago where I noticed she was off, so the vet looked at her, had her on a pill because her back legs didn't look right, and he said that she had inflammation in her back. So, and that was causing her to limp on both her hind legs. So, off the pill, 2 weeks later, off the pill, she didn't look any better, and he kind of said, yeah, if she's not going to get better, then she's going to end up having to be a pasture pet kind of thing. And other people have been saying that she's going to eventually be rideable again and just give it time and whatnot, and yada yada. So, yeah. And then the farrier that I have, which he's going to come and take a peek at her tonight, he said that he works with the standardbred horses, so he knows what the gait looks like, and he has lots of experience, so he knows a lot of what's going on with, like, vet-wise. He knows a lot, and he thinks that she's going to be fine, and he's going to come look at her, and our vet can be, I feel like our vet is being dramatic with this, because he's made lameness at other points where it was not, like, Sunny's been lame before, like, really lame, very bad, and he's making less lameness sound just as bad as what it was when she was very lame, which we gave her, everybody that, I had a horse friend there and the farrier guy there, and he was like, give her time, because he told me, he's like, I'm pretty sure she just pulled the suspensory ligament. Give her time, see how she heals, and we'll just kind of watch her and keep an eye on her, and if she's not improving, then we'll have the vet out. So kind of just give it time thing. And that's normally what I would do, what I've been doing, but it's like, okay, if the vet's over here, then I may as well have him look at her. So that's kind of what's been going on, or that's why he looked at her with this. And also, Fair was right around the corner, so I wanted to make sure she was I wanted to figure out what was going on right now. And so, yeah, she went 2 weeks on the pill and then came off. Wasn't looking any better, so he said, put her on the pill for another week. We'll look at her while she's on the pill. And he did that Friday. And so he said that he didn't think she was looking much better, but because of the whole colic incident thing, she was off of it for a few days. And so this is day 2. She had her second pill today. So when he looked at her, which was yesterday, so he looked at her yesterday and he said that she didn't look very good and that he didn't think she was going to pass the vet check at Fair the way she was moving. Of course that notification was fake. I had a feeling it was, but I wasn't going to chance it. I have not heard of tired crack. But, anyways, so he said that he didn't think she was going to pass the vet check, and he was pretty sure she would be turned around and brought home. His wife, who helps with a lot of the horse stuff and is kind of, I don't know if she's like vet certified or anything, but I know she is a huge, she's big into helping. Any vet call that is horse related, she usually why can't I think of the word? He usually has her with her, is what I'm trying to say. Any horse-related thing, he has her with her, except for, little things, when last-minute things. Thank you. Anyways, so thank you to Gabby's comment. Sorry. I'm only glancing at a couple of those. Anyways, so he said that she wasn't really moving well, and then his wife later that day, yesterday, they were at fair, which me and a friend were there yesterday, and we were watching like the barrel racing and gaining and stuff, and he would how long is my hair? My hair almost goes down to my butt. It's in a messy ponytail right now, but it goes, when it's down, it almost goes down to my butt. Maybe later. Anyways, so his wife thinks that once she's on the medication a little longer, she'll be fine, and I want to make it clear that I am not okay with people loading their horse up on bute and medications just so that they can perform at fair or a competition. The way that this makes this different is, like, makes my situation different, is the fact that she is getting the same exact treatment at fair, if not better. She's getting better monitoring at fair than she would be here, and that's literally the only difference, is that she's being monitored better at fair. That's it, and that's a good difference. So either way, during this time, I still have to exercise her. I have to keep her moving and stuff, and so there's no difference between whether I do it here or at fair, and I'm not going to ride her at fair. I don't think that's okay. A horse breed. Do Missouri Foxtrot, because that's what mine is. And tag me in it once it's made, because I want to see it. So anyways, that's the only difference, and so I'm fine with her going, and it's not like she's like dying of lameness. It's not like I'm having her be ridden or jumping or anything like that. So because it's all in hand, I'm fine with it. It's just walk trot, just in hand, easy stuff. So anyways, I'm fine with that, but I'm not okay with people that load their horses up on bute and stuff just so they can perform at their level, like riding and stuff. Like, come on, take some more responsibility for it. So the plan is we're going to try and see if she'll pass the vet check. We do have a note, and it's literally just up to whether she is, like, it depends on how well the medication works. So she can't be visibly lame, so we'll see how the meds work. I know before, when she was actually like in full swing of the meds, she was doing really good, and I felt like she was moving a lot, like way better. But obviously we had to take her off because of the colic incident, which I'll explain in a minute. And then of course the vet came on the first day she got the pill, so obviously it hasn't built up in her system. And the thing I don't get why the vet was so negative about, I don't get why he was so negative about it, because he knew that she had only gotten the pill once. And when he gave me the pill, which he told me, he's like, oh, it'll take a couple of times before you, like a couple days before you see a difference, like before you see her actually more comfortable and moving like she should. So I'm like, well, why are you acting like my horse is gonna be broken for the rest of her life? Or like, why are you acting like she's not, like the pill isn't working anymore when it's only been a day, kind of thing. So I think I'm leaning toward more the fact that she will be okay, because if the pill builds up in her system, today's day number 2 is going to be a good pointer. And yeah, we're just going to see what the farrier guy says too, and see what he says. So, yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing stopping us from fair, is the possibility that she won't be sound off the like that. Yeah, she won't be sound. She'll be visibly lame. That's the only thing stopping us. So hopefully that'll get better. Anyways, so onto the colic situation. So I'm gonna tell the full story. I've kind of made a couple little short videos on like kind of what's going on, but I never went into any detail on what's going on. So Tuesday night, mind you, Tuesday I had to start taking care of my instructor's horses and pigs. And today was the last day I had to do it. Technically, I was supposed to do it tomorrow, but I am not allowed. So, which is fine because she'll be back tomorrow night, and she said it's not a big deal. Anyways, so that's kind of besides the point. So Tuesday night, my mom and I were like, "Oh, let's go pick some blueberries and whatnot." And so we went to go and drop the baby off at my sister's house, which, mind you, we have multiple farms. So Sunny's on the farm that my sister lives on. So we're like, oh, well, while we go drop him off, I was going to feed her. I was just going to be like, oh, well, I'll just feed her after we pick blueberries. Not a big deal, which probably would have been closer to, 9. Mind you, this was at 7 that we left, or about 7, yeah, about 7. So we were like, oh, well, my mom's got to drop off some stuff for the chickens, so yeah, I'll just quickly feed Sunny and no big deal. So we went and we stopped over here so I could grab the hay net and then get it filled up and whatnot. And I walked in the barn and Sunny comes in and she's just seems off, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, what's going on with you, girlie? And I felt her and she felt really cold, which I didn't have a thermometer to check her temperature. Don't worry, I do now. And so I just noticed something was off with her, and she was seeming lethargic, like almost like she couldn't really walk. And I noticed that as soon as I walked into the barn in her stall, I noticed that a lot of the shavings, even though they were dirty and needing to be cleaned, they were shoved up against the wall, and I mean shoved up against the wall, not like normally. And then I she was cold, she was acting like she could barely walk, and I just knew something was off with her. And then so then I started watching her, and then she went out and she started pawing, like really pawing hard at the ground. And I just knew, okay, that is not her normal pawing. And then I went and I listened to her stomach, and I didn't hear any gurgling noises. And a friend told me that if you don't hear any gurgling noises in their stomach, good chance that they're colicking, which has literally made me so happy, because I can check and I can feel more confident that she's going to be okay. And so, yeah, immediately I was like, Mom, call the vet right now. Something's wrong with Sunny. I think she's colicking. And then I obviously grabbed a halter and lead, and I started dragging her butt around. And she did eat all of her hay that morning, which her hay net, when it's full, it'll last her about a whole day until night feeding. And I do give her more at night, so to try and get her through as much of the day as I can. I try to make sure that she has enough, that she has something to eat, since she doesn't have grass in her paddock. And I do try and hand graze her when I can, but I can't always do that. I can't always sit there with her and hold her while she eats. So anyways, my mom called my dad, and they called the vet, and the vet came out, and I just kind of was hand walking her around the whole time, trying not to have a breakdown, feeling relieved that the vet was coming. And about 25 minutes of walking before they got there. He checked her, no gut sounds. Her temperature was 95, I believe, so really, really low. And she kept wanting to try and lay down. It got to that point where I was literally dragging her. And so they're like, all right, took her temperature, they took her temperature, they did all that, listened to her gut, looked at her teeth and her gums, they were white, her gums were, and then they gave her an IV type injection thing with Bute, and that kind of helped in general, and then they put a tube down her nose, and that went into her stomach, and then they put Epsom salt in there, and then they put a bunch of mineral oil. So after that, there's really not much more we can do. We just have to monitor her. Then they gave me 2 shots of a Bute stuff. I forget what it was, or if that, I think it's like a strong Bute. And then they gave me a paste, a tube of Bute paste, which I'm very happy because I only ended up having to use like half of it. So I have enough. I think I can save it. I'll have to double check with the vet, but I'm pretty sure I can save it and use it in future. So, yeah, I'm super happy about that. And so they just they gave me that stuff, and they said, just watch her. They gave me instructions, told me to clean her trough, make sure she has water, which, yeah, her water trough definitely needed to be cleaned, and that's why she colicked in the first place, because I didn't have the trough clean enough. I didn't think it was that dirty. I didn't realize that she was that sensitive, because I know lots of people whose troughs are dirtier, and I didn't realize that could make such a big difference, and that was definitely a dumb mistake on my part, and I've definitely learned from that, and I almost lost her because of it. So I nearly paid a really good price for that mistake, and I can keep blaming myself, which I probably will, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be grateful because I learned something. I made a mistake, I learned from it, we're okay now, and I have to move on from that, which I'm not proud of this, and I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of hard to say on the internet, but I made a mistake, and there's nothing I can do. I made a dumb mistake, it's over, it's done with, I learned. And I feel like a lot of people need to try and think that way, including myself. I need to try and think that way myself. So, anyways, right after the vet left, within 5 minutes, she was pawing, she was acting painful. So my mom gave her the injection because I was absolutely losing it. And the vet did say that the colic was bad. I wasn't really watching him, and I don't know him, like, super duper well. I mean, he's been our vet my whole life, so I know him to an extent, but I don't know, like, I can't read his face kind of thing. And so, yeah, they left, and they told us that we had to camp out and just kind of watch her all night. So my mom and we stayed here in the car, and we just took turns watching her and staying up with her. I got maybe 1.5 to 3 hours of sleep. So I was very, very tired. And so, yeah, after we gave her the injection, though, it was like she was over it immediately. She didn't poop, she didn't drink much water, she drank a little bit, but not much. And our biggest thing was that she needed to poop, and she needed to poop oily poops because of the mineral oil, so that we knew that she wasn't having a blockage. I know that sounds very weird for me to talk about horse poop, but anyways, that whole night I was eventually able to take her out and let her eat like 5 minutes of grass, and she was doing really, really good. She was basically right after the injection, she didn't try laying down. She didn't even try laying down or even thought about pawing until the next day, which the vet said even right after we left. They're like, yeah, if she's like, she can, so long as she's not trying to roll, she can lay down because she's going to be tired, but she cannot roll, and she can't be acting painful. But like basically right after she started feeling, we could tell like the injection was working right away, and she was starting to feel way better. So, yeah, my dad came in the barn she tried sweet talking into giving her a carrot, and it was funny because this morning he's like, when you need to get more carrots. Can she have carrots now? She wants carrots. I have to give her carrots, and she's allowed to have carrots now. Hi, Val. That's kind of the plan. I'm talking about it right now, but Sunny colicked really bad, so she's over that, but the plan is that we will try. It's just if we pass the vet check. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, right after she started acting normal and she wanted carrots and wanted food and all of that, she was trying to eat under the fence and everything, and I was constantly checking on her, and she did start getting warmer. And then that morning, we were just like, come on, poop, poop, poop. I'm waiting for you to poop. Please poop. And then finally, that morning, when my mom checked on her, she saw like 1 or 2 little turd balls in there. And we were like, okay, that's really, really good. And then finally so I did text the vet, and I told her, I was like, yeah, she's doing really good, acting normal, wanting food, really hungry. I was able to take her out a couple of times for 5 minutes of grazing on grass. And then the vet said to give her the Banamine paste at 6. And so we left a little bit before, like 10 to 6, quarter to 6, to run back to the house because she was doing good, and we needed to run back to the house. I needed to go to the bathroom. My mom needed to get back because we had to watch the baby, or we were getting the baby back because my sister had to go to work, which thank you to her because she kept him overnight. I was so thankful about that. And honestly, everybody has been so, everyone's been asking and checking in, and it was so nice of them, and I really appreciate them all being there for me. So, anyways, she was doing good, and then between the 10 minutes that we were gone, when we got back, she had a bigger poo, which was really awesome. It still wasn't huge, but it was okay. It was relief in that moment. And so, yeah, and then she was obviously drinking water, and not as much as I would have liked, but she was doing what she was supposed to be. And then throughout the day, she started pooping more and more, and by the end of the day, she had taken 9 poops. And then she didn't go at all that night, which I was a little concerned about, and they're like, oh, just as long as she's going. And then the next day, because I had to check on her, I had to bring her every hour for 10 minutes of grazing and hand walking. And so that was exhausting, considering that I had already stayed up for majority of the night. So not the funnest thing ever, but and oh, my phone is about to die. Let me go plug it in. I want to say, what was I going to say? Yeah, right. The whole night, I was praying so hard that she would be okay. I have never prayed so hard as that was the hardest I think I've ever prayed. And yeah. So she ended up doing really good. She was drinking water, being a good little horse, getting better, which was a relief. And then I was actually able to go and sleep in my bed on the 3rd night, which was so awesome. I did have to, the 2nd night, I had to check on her every couple hours to make sure that she was doing good, which I stayed up till 11 checking on her, and then I fell asleep until 5, so she kind of had a gap, and I told the vet about it, and she's like, oh, it's fine, whatever. So we didn't worry. Oh, it looks like she used her salt lick. Anyways, sorry, random. So we just kind of were watching her, keeping an eye on her, and she was just kept doing really good. I finally got a thermometer, and her temperature was back up. The only thing that I'm still watching, and I am going to talk to some people about, is her temperature is a little bit on the lower side at night, but it goes back up during the day. So I'm kind of wondering if, I mean, she's older, so it kind of makes sense. So I'm kind of wondering if she just needs like a sheet on at night to keep her warmer, and if that'll help. I still have to check her temperature tonight, but hopefully it'll be good. It was average the second time I took it this afternoon. Noon. I took it again, and it was normal. And so that was good. And she has pooped a ton today, so that's good. She's drinking like a whole bucket of water, and right now we're just keeping hay in front of her, like keeping food in front of her face. So she has 24/7 access to food and water. Sorry about that. So I have to make sure that I just have to kind of watch her and keep an eye on her, hand walk her, make sure she's getting her exercise. So we're still planning on proceeding with fair, and I didn't find this out until yesterday morning when the vet came back. But he came back to check on her yesterday morning, and he told me, he's like, you are extremely lucky because yesterday she was a dead horse, or the other day. And I'm just like, I knew the colic was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad. And so I was very shocked. And I asked my mom I was like, did you know? And she was like, yeah, I could see it on his face. And then his wife texted me later and warned me, like, there's a good chance that she'll have to be put down. So we are very thankful that she is alive and well, and that she pulled through this. And I'm just very, very, very grateful that she'd made it through. So she is outside. Sunny! Oh, my phone can't go any further. Sunshine! Come here! We're just gonna make it. Hi, Bubs. I think everybody's happy that you're okay, huh? Yeah, she's pooped like 3 times today out there, and we're not going to talk about her. So yeah, I just wanted to do this live as an update video since I didn't have any storage. If anybody has any questions, they can comment on either my videos or my community post. Just make sure I know what you're talking about. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't have enough storage space for a regular content video, and then it ended up being a live stream. But thank you to everybody that's watched it, and yeah, I'll keep you updated on what's going on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Sunshine will pass the vet check and be able to go to fair. But right now I have a really, really messy barn, paddock, stall that I have to clean, and a horse to exercise. So thank you for all of your support, and bye.